How did Judah end up in America, the so-called African Americans, Hebrew Israelites? Well, each time I think about this, I look up to God, then I search the scriptures, look around, what's happening. It's a joy. I feel like crying. Everyone deserves to know this. We have to go back almost 1,000 years before Christ was born. To be exact, 950s before Christ was born. This is when Prophet Ahijah prophesied to Jeroboam, who was a servant to King Solomon, that he would inherit 10 tribes from the 12 tribes of Israel. Remember, Israel was made of 12 tribes. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Gad, Asher, Dan, Naphtali, Joseph, and Benjamin. Remember, later on, the tribe of Joseph, who was the father to Manasseh and Ephraim, Jacob raised them to be grafted in as well. Now, let's see what happened. Prophet Ahijah, not Elijah, the one who went to heaven without dying. Here we are talking about Prophet Ahijah. Let's read from 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 31. This is Prophet Ahijah telling Jeroboam how he would inherit the 10 tribes. Let's read. Ahijah said to Jeroboam, "Take 10 pieces for yourself, because the Lord, the God of Israel, says to you, I'm going to take the kingdom away from Solomon, and I will give you 10 tribes. Solomon will keep 1 tribe for the sake of my servant David, and for the sake of Jerusalem, the city I have chosen to be my own from the whole entire land of Israel." So here, as you can see, Jeroboam would have the northern kingdom, and of course, King Solomon would remain with Judah, but this happened until King Solomon died, because once Solomon heard about this prophecy, he tried to kill Jeroboam, and Jeroboam, of course, fled into Egypt, and he came back to Israel when Solomon died. Now, how did Israel divide? Of course, it all began with worshipping idols, other gods such as Moabites or Ammon. Moab, Ammon, they were neighbors to Israel. So, Israelites went on and worshipped their false gods, which caused God to let them go into captivity. Let's see. First of all, the 10 tribes from the northern kingdom were the first to go into captivity, Assyrian captivity. That was around 720s before Christ. And of course, Israel divided because after King Solomon died, Jeroboam, as prophesied, became the king of the 10 tribes from the north. And of course, the son of King Solomon, Rehoboam, to the southern kingdom of Judah. That's when Jeroboam said, "Why should we keep going to worship God in Jerusalem? We are the biggest part of Israel. We can make our own God." That's how Jeroboam caused the people of Israel to worship idols by worshiping images. And that's when God punished them, and then they found themselves into captivity, Assyrian captivity. Now, a little bit later, as Israelites from the northern kingdom were taken into the Assyrian captivity, the Assyrians, what they did, they replaced these people by Assyrians, other foreign people from outside of Israel, and put them into Israel. Hence, now we understand how the Palestinians or other fake people came into Israel up to date. The other thing that caused the division of Israel was a high tax imposed by King Solomon. When Rehoboam, his son, came into power, he doubled it up, which caused the division of Israel, the northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Tax, idols, all these things coming together caused the division of Israel. Here, also we see the size of Israel we use the current size of the map of Israel, but actually Israel was 100 times bigger than it is today. 100 times. Now, how did Judah fall? Of course, Judah remained in the land in the southern for 135 years. So, it took good 135 years before Judah could fall after the northern kingdom had fallen. That's how they fell. And of course, that was the time of Babylonians, which we are going to tackle to talk about next, and how they moved from Babylon to America. This, everyone deserves to know. This is what you don't hear anyone teach, and of course, you cannot know the truth if you don't know how both Israel and Judah fell. Remember, we all grew up thinking or knowing that Israel was only one country. But here we know that you can see Israel was divided into two countries. Why don't we hear about this? Because if they happen to teach this, everyone will know the truth. And above all, the names such as Rehoboam, King Asa, Manasseh, all these names, they're all African names. I don't know how blind we are to understand and see what will happen. But soon, we're going to share with you this truth, and we hope this truth will make you free. Thank you very much for watching. May God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.